Are you trying to say that today we're not going to go through every single death in this show? You promised me.
We can't go through it.
No, you just gotta do an epic montage, but there's no video, so you just have the montage music and go like, yeah, I missed them too, yes. Very soft and go like, yeah, sad.
Yeah, it's like a sad montage. It's like America, only like, everybody needs a montage. A really scary cannibalistic montage. And welcome to the UGO podcast. Oh, man. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling animated today, that's for sure.
Do you now?
Oh yeah, I may be even animated.
Pretty sure you used that pun before.
Yeah, yeah, you know
I'm
what?
gonna attack you now.
You know what? Fuck it. just don't do it on Titans. But yeah, who's making some really lackluster puns? Like just
Boy, we're bad today.
Putting the minimum amount of effort into our pun work today. Who's doing it?
We should scrap this episode. Restart.
Yo, you know what? Restarting.
Take two.
And welcome to the
God, he's broken.
Who's completely fucking up this intro? Why, it's me, Nick, the Merc with the mic, and my fellow unapologist.
Well, who's not fucking up? Travis!
Well, not fucking up. You're the one who wanted me to restart.
Yeah, because you're fucking up, duh.
Because I was fucking up, really?
Glad you agree.
I'm gonna attack you. Wow. Starting this off on some tension. You know what? I like it. I like your thinking on this one. It's that good tension between us that I think that the fans really like.
No.
Inspires a lot of the fanfics.
I hope not.
But yeah, today it's going to be an animated feeling because we're talking Attack on Titan today. We're even bringing on special guest, Odobro Ed. Oh shit, I said it right. I said it right. Holy shit! Odobro Ed. And he's going to be talking with us a little bit about the animated series where giant cannibals are fighting each other. If you are not caught up on season 2, you might want to skip that segment of the episode because we go right into some spoilers and stuff. But yeah, that's not the only thing we have for today because we're going to talk about the geeky news of the week and some of the trailers and stuff too before we get to that. So it's going to be a fun show. At least I think so. I'm having a good time already.
Yeah. As long as you don't screw up anymore.
But yeah, before we get on to that, we got the announcements to do. Because we always want to mention Tanner Hackle Designs, who designed the UGO of our logo, does a great graphics design work for us. He will do some great graphics design work for you if you give him the chance, so give him that chance. Come on, do it. He needs it because
we demand it.
Because I just saw that guy actually at a graduation party I was at. I was at my
your brother's.
I was at my brother's graduation / going away party because he's going to Minnesota to play some ball and do some school stuff. So yay, he's good on you, Jake. Probably not listening because you got better stuff to do and are hopefully studying. But yeah, he you know what he told me is that like I was asking him like, so you worry about any of those cute college girls coming after you? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna stay away from that whole scene. And I was like, oh, it's cute that you think that. I mean,
and 5, 4, 3, 2.
College is a different reality, my friend. Especially if he's gonna play ball there, like he's got a scholarship to play ball.
He'll be playing ball.
I'm like, come on,
Aw, come on, that one was too easy.
Don't make me think about my brother's balls. That's weird.
You brought it up, man.
I don't like it.
You're the one bringing up college girls. What did you expect me to go to?
I left you only one avenue.
It's true.
But yeah, I was at his party. I was actually talking with Tanner Hackle, and he is with his new love of the wife. They're going on a cross-country kind of trip in this RV thing. They're fixing up an RV to go across Holiday Road style.
All right.
National Lampoon's that shit.
Ugh.
And he's gonna work. I guess when you're a freelance designer, you don't really need to work from like an office.
No.
So I guess he's just like, yeah, we're just gonna go across country, and I'm just gonna work. So you know what? Give him more work if you can, so that he doesn't get like stuck in like Texas or something. Like,
hey,
halfway.
We went to Texas. We liked it.
Yeah, but we liked what, like 2% of Texas, like even smaller, like one city out of that whole like.
But it's a big city.
I mean, not like this is just from what I heard here, but like you go like 10 miles out of Austin, suddenly it gets real deliverance real fast.
Texas.
We love you, Texas, and all our Texas listeners. Thanks, good on you for figuring out this whole internet thing, by the way. Man, we should not antagonize our possible listeners. Not a great marketing strategy. We tease because we love.
I'm just imagining Sandy Squirrel attacking us.
We tease because we love you, like you do your cousins. Anyway.
Quit it.
Oh, now that whole listenership is gone. Stereotypes, they're fun, right?
We're gonna get drunk out of this, by the way.
We love Texas. We love hanging out there. We're gonna go there again this next year. We're hanging there again. So exact your retribution then, because we will have earned it. Yeah. Also, we want to talk about Kelly Main, who designed our dragon, Isabella the Derpy Dragon. Did some great work for us. Give her site a look if you can. Yeah, and we got our whole pixelated Isabella now, which was actually a commission for us by
Zoe Neko, right?
No, that was a different. This one was Ginger Kitten Studios.
Oh, that's right. I got mixed up.
From Sarah White of the comic book Super. I think she also does some work for them. Yeah, we know a lot of artists now, but we do have a little something in the works now with Nozomi Neko.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah, we are in really early kind of development stages on it right now. More on that as it develops, but we have a commission that we're having her work on for us, so that's going to be really cool.
Negaties!
Yeah, but yeah, it's going to be a good time. We're going to be at GeekCon this upcoming in August 25th to the 27th. We're doing panels there. We're going to have our Wrath of Cons episode with special guest First Struz. We're going to have our Celebrity Impressions panel, Podcasting 101, Pitch It To Me, maybe a couple other things while we're doing it.
All the goodies, except for our trivia contest because someone else stole that.
I want to be on Fur's trivia contest. It's going to be fun. Big Fat Geek Trivia. I might even do a little something there because Fur is doing an open mic thing for comedians that want to try their hand at comedy.
Okay.
I might do a 3-minute stand-up sketch.
All right.
I might try my hand at it. Yeah. The sign-up sheet hasn't gone up yet, but once it goes up, I think I'm going to do that because I've always wanted to kind of try it, so I'm going to try my hand at it. It's going to be a really, really fun time.
Okay, just don't compare yourself to Fur because he does a really good one.
He's good. Well, I was going to steal some of his jokes, but other than that, I don't think I'll compare myself to him at all. Some people, I've heard that some people find me amusing, but some other people.
Oh, okay.
You're used to it by now.
It's true.
The charm is worn off.
Like 6 years ago, if not more. No, more.
Travis, have you heard the one? Yes, I've heard every one.
All of them.
But yeah.
We've been friends for more than a decade.
But this is, we have been. Holy shit.
God.
Man, going down memory lane right about now. Flashing back. But yeah. We are having a lot of fun stuff. Summer is winding down for us. It's been a busy summer, and looks like we might have a fun time in fall as well.
For that, though, I gotta go to the State Fair.
Yes, State Fair is happening. When's that happening?
This weekend.
This weekend,
yeah,
okay.
Wisconsin State Fair. I'm gonna go eat deep fried everything.
Stuff.
Like bacon and Twinkies and butter. No, I'm not eating the butter. Not because that's not an actual thing. It is a thing. I'm just not eating it.
I think once you have eaten deep fried butter, I think it's just announcing to the world, I have now given up. Just FYI to everyone, I have given up socially, health-wise, everything in my life. It's over for me.
It's funny you say that. Because my health nut mother ate that.
I know, but your mom's weird.
She is weird. I will give you that.
It's like, oh, you should drink all this almond milk and like it's like this organic stuff. Like it's way better for you. You're chowing down on fucking deep fried butter.
She likes butter.
God damn. Ugh.
She didn't like the deep fried butter. She thought it was gross.
Yeah. Anyway, what else is going on? We went to go see Mystery Science Theater live.
We did. That was fun.
I heard about it like a month back, but then I kind of forgot about it before I got tickets. I was like, fuck, that's right. It's like this weekend. I got tickets for me and my brother, speaking of, he went with us last minute. So that was really cool. We got to see Iga, that was a thing. The caveman. It was their Watch Out for Snakes tour, which apparently is like a thing, like out of like one very innocuous line from the movie of just watch out for snakes, snakes, everybody. They had like a watch out for snakes gun.
Yeah. It was weird,
but yeah, it was really cool. They got the actual actors for Crow, and some of the other robots, and what's his name? Not Joel, but the surrogate Joel that's in the new one. Fuck.
So you watch the show more than I do.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Seen like one episode, honestly.
Yeah, but it was really fun. They had like whole intermissions and everything, and like they did the whole skit shows.
Although still, that just the sound effect they made when she went under the water was still the funniest fucking thing.
There was this running joke where she would go under. She went underwater during under this like slide that had water going down it, and just like the sound effect one of the robots was making was because it was supposed to be this cute, sexy scene or whatever, and it was just cracking me up. And then they kept doing it anytime anything had to deal with water later, and it was
it was funny.
It was cracking me up. And then of course, every time they wanted the gun to go off, like that the Tommy was carrying, the character was carrying, so like Crow, like every time he would drop the gun, it would be like bang, bang. It's just.
Also, why did the guy sing songs about every single girl's name except for his girlfriend?
One day he'll sing a song about me. Hey, look, his nipples look like pennies. They're just like going up on the screen trying to get at it.
Oh god.
It was a great experience to actually see that live.
It was fun.
Because they could kind of like see like, oh, it's interesting how they can kind of use the silhouettes, because I'm pretty sure I'm like, at first I was having a hard time thinking like, is this all like, is the only scripted parts the things where they're out of here, and then they go back to a what do you call it? Like it's all recorded beforehand with the screen, but no, it looks like there's actually like a silhouette setup that they have that projects it onto the screen, to where like, they're like pretending to be sitting in the things. I was like, oh wow, that's really cool that they got that to work so that it's kind of a live thing. And they had to like, kind of time their jokes like after laughs and stuff. There was even a fuck up where he fucked up the local reference he was supposed to make, because he was supposed to say like, something about the joke that a Schwabenon school is like, so what podunk school did you go to? And like he was supposed to say, a Schwabenon maybe wasn't the biggest school, but he couldn't remember the name at first, because Schwabenon has a weird fucking name to say, which in his defense it is. It's a weird name, and he was just like, to see him on stage kind of go like, fuck, and then, I totally.
He just like, he keeps trying, but everyone's making fun of him at this point, so like everyone just kind of bursts out laughing, and it's great.
The robots like were not like, and the puppeteers behind it, because they have the guys who were puppeteering the robots also are the guys who do the voices, because they have the headsets underneath there too, which is cool. I think is really neat. And they jumped on his ass. They like smelled blood in the water. That was really fun. I really you should really give some more of at least the new season a chance, because some of them are very funny like that. Like, they're not all like super like some of them are better than others. Like Cry Wilderness is really like the one we watched together. Cry Wilderness, that was a really good one. But yeah, this was a fun time as well. What else was going on? Speaking of anime, we started watching
My Hero Academia.
Since we finished up Sense 8 and we were all caught up on Game of Thrones, we started watching My Hero Academia.
Because as soon as I saw that show, I'm like, I need to get Nick to watch this because this is amazing.
Yeah, it's basically like the X-Men crossed with Harry Potter, Hogwarts, and a little bit of like some really dark kind of fucked up moments of like, say, Full Metal Brotherhood, or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood in there for good measure. It's a very strange show.
I love it.
Based off this kid who has no power in a world where 80% of people have powers.
That's still actually quite a lot of people that don't have powers, though. Like,
sure. Well,
speaking.
If you think about it in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's almost flipped, where I think about maybe 10 to 12% of people have powers, and in the Marvel Universe, that's enough people to just fuck shit up.
Oh
completely.
yeah, that's a lot of people.
And when I hear in this universe 80% of people have powers, I'm like, how is this even standing?
Partially because they don't have all the same level of powers. Like,
sure.
Partially like, I can float things.
Yeah, some of them are a little less badass than some of the other ones, I'm thinking. But, yeah, he gets a chance to become a hero when he meets his hero All Might, who is, I forget the voice actor playing him, but he's doing a great job. I really like that character All Might, who is weaker now. He's got to transfer his power over, and he's going to give him like this ultimate superpower or whatever. And it's just a fun time. It's full with interesting characters with very interesting powers.
Okay, we burned through season 1 in like 2 days.
It's not a very long season 1. I think it's like 13 episodes. Is it 12 episodes? Yeah.
12 or 13, one or the other.
Yeah, it basically deals with him, like training. It's basically a bunch of setup, and they do a lot of really good setup in this show too. Mm-hmm. I think the thing about it is that not only is it like really in my wheelhouse, but it actually is a very effective show, like with how it sets stuff up.
Yep.
World building is very quick and efficient.
Interesting character powers, interesting characters in general.
Yeah, the character is pretty compelling. The animation is pretty high quality on it. It has a very interesting animation where everyone is making extreme weird faces all the time, and it's like really scary.
Yes, the main character has very like terrifying moments at times where like, I don't know what you're doing, but please stop. His rival / sort of frenemy is like terrifying. Bakugo.
His rival, I don't know what his deal is, but he needs to chill, man.
He tells the main character to commit suicide at one point.
He is, every scene we see him in, it's always about like, I'm fucking Midoriya, I'm gonna get his ass, I'm gonna get him, fuck that guy. And I'm like, do you think about nothing else? Like, what does your day consist of? Do you read at any point? Do you have a hobby? Or is it just fucking over Midoriya 101, like every day? Is that what you're doing?
There's even like one scene where they do actually have to fight each other, where he goes like, "Don't worry, I'm not gonna kill you because that means they would stop the battle.
I'm just gonna hurt you. I just hurt you bad enough so that they don't stop." And to me, I'm just like, and of course, yeah, I know like everyone's gonna go, gonna like make this assumption. I'm sure there's already a shit ton of fan fictions that have done this, but like, yeah, is it sexual? Like Bakudo, is it sexual for you? There's so much passion and hatred and anger underneath it that I'm like, okay, I feel like there's something deeper here.
Given his power, I think hate sex would be a terrifying thing.
Oh, it would be bad. But like, I'm like, look, is it the fact that you're obsessed with him? Like, what's the deal here? Because you are singularly obsessed and angry, and it is disturbing.
Just wait. Just because the second season is a tournament season.
Yeah, I can only imagine this guy.
It's fascinating.
Because he sweats nitroglycerin.
Yes.
Which is actually a really... You'd think like, whoa, how useful a power is that? Like, it's apparently very useful.
He's like almost one of those powerful characters in the show in the first season.
Yeah. And, we got a couple other people with related powers, like levitation. We got one guy with super speed, but his super speed comes from engines in his legs, which is kind of neat. We got a half ice, half hot guy. Mm-hmm. It's an interesting show. I like the bat winged like different appendage creator.
Oh yeah, the guy with the tentacles.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, you look like he's like a Cronenberg superhero. Like, what the fuck is that?
He doesn't seem to like have a mouth, so he has to use his tentacles to make his mouth.
It's like if H.R. Geiger made a fucking superhero design.
Yeah, he's really
scary looking son of a bitch. But yeah, it's maybe we'll have another episode when that wraps up too. When we get done with season 2, more or less.
It's still going, so
to talk about it. Yeah, so maybe when that one wraps up, we'll do it. Because I seriously am really enjoying it. Actually, I like it quite a bit.
Yeah, we can ask Ed if he's watched it and if he wants to join us again.
Hey, maybe another anime crossover in the works. Look at that, Ed getting a lot of work today. But yeah, anything else going on?
Well, I'm just waiting for this weekend so I can try out Guild Wars 2's new expansion that's coming out.
Oh yes, that's right, that's coming.
Yeah, they're the free weekend trial is it. So I mean, if anyone is actually interested in Guild Wars 2, it is free. You can just download the game and try the new expansion right out of the bat.
Yeah, that does sound interesting. Well, if no one has anything else to go mention, we'll go right into the news. How about that?
Sounds good.
Ooh, since we were talking about possible same-sex, shipping.
Hello, segue.
Maybe we should talk about like one of the recent controversies that one of the Supergirl casts got into.
Okay.
Well, they were having fun on some sort of interview. Most of the cast, I think Melissa Benoist, the guy who plays Jimmy Olsen, Wynn, and Lena Luthor, like they were all there, and they were having fun during an interview. I think they started to sing about season 2.
Okay.
They started to rap about it or something.
Okay.
So they got to a point where I think Melissa Benoist was talking about like, and she meets Lena Luthor, and they're really good friends. And then I think the guy who plays Wynn jumped in, was like, but they're only friends. They're just friends. And it was like,
ooh, boy.
Like he's making a big joke about it, and like everybody laughs. And I immediately, before I even heard the story, before I even saw the story, I was watching the video. I'm like, shit,
that's bad.
Well, okay. It's not like it's a huge deal, because like he was just making a joke, and I was like, at first I'm like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Like he probably shouldn't have, because I just don't think he realized how big shipping can be.
And how it's terrifying,
and how like especially with a CW show where it's like a lot of it's based off of teen viewership and fan fiction and fan shipping is a big part of that. So I'm like, he probably shouldn't have done that. But it's not like I'm going to call the guy a monster or anything.
No, it's a bad idea for his part, where it's like, oh, get ready to be hated.
Yeah, the story gets a little deeper, though.
Oh, God.
Because, of course, the internet freaked out.
Yeah, they do that.
And it's like, yeah, and I actually did see a couple responses that were kind of, that were actually pretty inspired. A lot of them were just like, how dare you, Lena, like, Supercorp forever, and that sort of thing. And I get it. I understand where the Supercorp thing comes from. I wouldn't even be opposed to it if they did it in the show, because those two characters have like, oh man, they got really good chemistry together. Some of the scenes are questionable on whether or not they're kind of leaning hard into that or not.
Right.
So
just like queer baiting.
Yeah, and I'm like, me being a straight person, I don't know how to fall in on this. Like, where, like, well, if the characters aren't supposed to be straight, like, how much ownership does a viewer have on, like, you didn't put these two characters together, so now, like, my two favorite characters together. But then there was this one comment that I saw that did make me think about it a little bit differently, where it was, this gay woman was saying, like, I understand that you are making a big joke about it, but it's kind of insulting for us, because the reason that we ship people together is because we don't get enough gay representation. Yeah. And that's why we do same-sex shipping and stuff, is for us to kind of pretend that, there's more representation than there actually is. Oh, yeah. So, it's not as lighthearted, like, even though you made a lighthearted joke about it, it's not like, it's not very funny to us.
It's basically making a joke about the lack of representation. That kind of hurts.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, and I'm like, at that point, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it more from that perspective. Still, I don't think I would have blamed. I don't think I'd blame the guy on it. I'd be like, he made a joke that was like that. He didn't know, and then he made this apology that was really snarky, and I was like, damn it, why did you have to go and do that? He was like, I am a great friend of the LGBT community, and I'm sorry that the fans felt that way about it, even though you shouldn't have been. And it's like, oh, no.
Okay. Here's a rule number 1 for anyone who's listening that might be in some sort of, like, community role like that. you don't get to decide who gets offended by what and why.
Yeah, that was another comment. It was just like, you as a straight person do not get to
It doesn't matter if you're straight, gay, or what. You don't get to decide what other people are going to get offended at. It's not your job.
Well, I think the other one was like, you don't get to decide what's homophobic and what's not. I don't think he was being homophobic. I think it was more that he just didn't get the whole lack of representation and why it was a big deal to people. I think he was just making this off-the-cuff joke. And I'm like, well, you could have joked the other way, where it was like, because the line was, and they're friends, and he could have been like, are they more than friends? Yeah. He could have made the joke in the opposite direction.
He went the heteronormative.
But he went the heteronormative way, and it's like, yeah, and you did that on default, and maybe there's a reason for that. And
then just saying things like, I'm a big friend of the LGBTQ community, like, why, do you have a gay friend or something? Like,
yeah.
It's kind of like saying, oh, don't worry, I have a black friend.
Well, no, I'm sure he's done work for them and with them as well, but I feel like sometimes people think...
But just saying that it means nothing.
I'm sure that's, like, I'm sure he's done, like, some work for them as well, and I don't think he was intentionally being homophobic. I just don't think he was being aware. I don't think he was just very aware of himself in that moment. Because he just needed, I think he just needed to kind of, like, he did give another apology later that was much more sincere.
Okay.
So I think he might have actually taken the time to kind of self-reflect and go, oh fuck, I played that completely wrong.
Well, that's good, at least to learn something from it, I guess.
Or his publicist made him. But I don't know.
Likely.
But I don't know. I again, it's not like it's a huge deal, but again, it does show the lack of, like, the commonality of a heteronormative, viewpoint, and it's for me, like, I don't know, like, I don't want to condemn the guy because now, with fan stuff, like, I don't know, like, sometimes people don't forgive you for that sort of thing. No. And for because now there's all the defenses of, like, hey, not everyone on the show has to be gay. You already have two gay characters.
You have one or two,
and I'm like, and I always hate that because I'm like, so you're not allowed to have more than one gay couple on the show. You're not allowed to have more than one black guy in the show, like, because that's what it used to be about black. Like, there was this big comedian that was supposed to be on Saturday Night Live along with Eddie Murphy, but he didn't get his shot because Eddie Murphy got the slot, and the studios were like, we won't want to have another black person on because we don't want to be known as the black show.
Yeah.
So, and I get that we're in a different time, but
not different enough.
So yeah, I don't get that. And I don't, like, for you Supercorp people, I wouldn't get my hopes up because I don't think CW even has the balls to make their main character, like, a main character, a gay character.
CW is pretty good at queer baiting.
Well,
it's kind of their thing, honestly.
Well, look, like, Berlanti is way better about representation.
True.
Like, it's a big thing for him to include gay characters in the show.
But for a main character?
And I don't, maybe it is from his perspective, but I don't think it is. I think it's more of, like, I don't think he could get away with making one of the main characters gay. And that's just, that's the sad truth about it. That's not where we are yet with a mainstream CW show. I mean, it's good that we have a show that, like, every Berlanti show has a gay or bisexual character. Oh wait, that's not true. Actually, we do have a gay main character if you count Sarah Lance from Legends of Tomorrow, who is now the captain of the ship. Yeah. She's basically the leader. She's like, if there is since it's a show of, like, it's an ensemble
rotating
show,
cast, yeah.
So there's not technically a lead.
So currently,
if there is a lead of the show, it would be her. So I guess that's pretty cool. Yeah. So that was unfortunate, and yeah. I don't know. I would love it if it turned out if they were, because they're a big, feminist show to begin with, of, like, they have a big fuck Trump mentality. They're all about, girl power and stuff. I would love it, the fact that if Supergirl turned out like into a same sex relationship, I'm like, yeah, and also I'm bi. Fuck it, conservatives. Like, it's just like a big middle finger. But then again, I wouldn't mind if Ollie's man-whoring got him into some dick as well. Like, that could be kind of fun. Like, but yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen anytime recently, or anytime soon. I don't think. So we'll have to hopefully go with just our headcanons from here on in.
Write that fan fiction.
Write that.
Make it better than the show.
Oh, Booster Gold, you shall be mine.
Well, maybe not that one.
Maybe not that one?
There are limits.
But yeah, we should move on to our next news story, because we got some other stuff in the news here. We got Judge Dredd. As you know, we got that TV show coming out.
Right.
Carl Urban is actually in talks right now to reprise his role as Dredd.
Okay, that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be super fucking awesome. We're nothing concrete right now, but he is in talks. And the fact that he is in talks gives me a lot of hope. I don't think he's doing a whole lot lately. Other than being Bones in the Star Trek movies, I haven't seen him in movies a whole lot. I don't even know where I would see him on TV. I have no idea where that guy went for a while.
That's a good question.
But that has me excited because I know we both like the Dredd movie.
Mm-hmm. No, it was a good movie.
So yeah, definitely gonna keep an eye on that. Hopefully, what we got here? Speaking about some superheroes. We have some leaving Netflix because Disney is going to be pulling its movies from Netflix to launch its own streaming service.
Really?
Yep. Everyone's in their own streaming game now. And to be fair, Disney's got the catalog. It's actually shocking it took them this long to kind of figure it out. Not a great news for Netflix. Mm-mm. Considering it keeps losing content to all these new streaming services that are popping up, like CW, All Access. We got even Hulu's starting to grab some stuff. Amazon's starting to grab more and more.
Yeah, but just how long before these things actually cannibalize each other?
Mm-hmm. I don't think they'll ever cannibalize each other. I think they all do.
Net neutrality dies.
They all. Well, if the net neutrality goes down, Netflix might be in a better position.
True,
but I don't know, because no one knows the stats behind Netflix to keep all that fucking shit closed doors. I have no idea if they'd be in a good position or not. But I know they're one of the most ubiquitous people. But yeah, the streaming service has been losing a lot of content, but it's been trying to keep up with it by, creating its own original content to kind of make up for it.
And it's usually really good stuff.
Yeah, and we did finish up Voltron too.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that's season 3. Maybe we'll go into it for a whole an episode onto itself next week.
Yeah, but not this episode at least.
Yeah, not this episode. But in short, I did like it. I did like it. I thought there was a big stumble in the beginning that I was like, oh, I don't think I'm down for this season. But it surprisingly turned me around near the end where I was actually super jazzed about the next season. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm also in your kind of camp where I'm kind of I don't know if I want to pay for 7 or 8 different fucking services to get everything that I want. If those service fees started to pile up, if I'm what would be the difference between paying for cable?
Right. It's okay, $10 here, $10 there, that's fine. But all of a sudden it's I'm spending $50 a month on fucking show services? Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if I'm down with that.
Well, if it got to that point, I'd have to actually start marking down okay, how much of each channel do I watch?
Right.
And it would get to the point where I'd have to cut some stuff,
and that would be the point where you probably see a big uptick again in illegal downloading.
Oh, sure.
Because it'd be oh, you're not convenient anymore.
Ooh, that leads in perfectly into my next story. Segueing into some downloaded piracy.
The Game of Thrones one again?
Did you know Game of Thrones got hacked again? Mm-hmm. It's a lot of its stuff is being held for ransom right now. I think there is if you're sleuthy enough, you can go and find some of the leaked episodes online, including this most previous one. What was it called? The loot train, the loot
that was
train
the
attack?
special. That was the special.
Oh yeah, I forget what the name of this episode was.
I don't remember the actual name.
But it was episode 4, the big fucking dragon one.
Actually, that was the problem. Is that when we looked the first time, it didn't have a name. It was just called episode whatever.
Yeah, I don't think they got the name up on HBO now yet. But despite the episode being leaked, it still broke records. Because holy shit, this fucking show, everyone was like, oh my god, did you see this episode? It drew in 10.2 million viewers.
Wow.
And, yeah. Not shocking, considering all you have to go and do is like, dude, you see this episode of Game of Thrones? The fucking dragons actually did stuff.
It wasn't a season finale.
Yeah. Let's talk about let's talk about Game of Thrones for just a minute. For anyone who's not caught up, flee now and go like maybe skip ahead another like 2 minutes or so. But considering that we're behind on our video reactions and reviews because I don't like Adobe Premiere, it takes me like 4 hours to try and fucking mess up a video. Like oh well, now I got to start over. But anyway, yeah, this latest episode of Game of Thrones, holy shit,
that was pretty good.
Holy shit. Yeah, I don't even remember anything that happened before the dragon fight. Like, I don't care. I don't even give a shit. But I think some good stuff happened beforehand, too. Like, even like, the Arya meeting Brienne thing. Yeah. That's awesome. I liked the
We are calling that episode, This Is Your Brand on Drugs, right?
This is your brand on drugs. This is your brand. Dude. Yeah, I don't like Bran. I'm never gonna like Bran, I guess, because like at first I'm like, oh, omnipotent Bran will be a lot better than just fuck up Bran, but like no, I don't like Pothead Bran any better. No. He's just a different flavor of douche. Hey, I can see everything. You want to know what I'm gonna bring up? The night of your rape. What the fuck?
Not the coolest thing to bring up.
He could have talked about anything. Anything. And that's the thing he brings up?
Cersei's on the toilet right now, just so you know.
What an asshole. But yeah, anyway, the show ends with like this giant fuck off dragon fight.
Yeah,
which is unbelievably awesome. And it has a bunch of our favorite characters in it, like Jaime, Bronn, Daenerys, Tyrion.
They're all hanging around the same place. It's terrifying.
I like it because it's like a battle where I'm just like, no, just don't kill Bronn. Don't kill Bronn. He can make it. Don't kill him. Just
take Jaime. It's fine.
Just veer that dragon fire to the left. But yeah, it was a really fucking action-packed episode. So yeah, no kidding. Everyone was up on it and was talking about it, and yeah, everyone wanted to watch it. I think for me, I don't think maybe it's just the fact that people watched it again as soon as it came out on Sunday.
Yeah,
they just that would be an episode you just watch again.
Yeah, why not?
Like oh yeah, fuck yeah, I'm gonna watch that again. So I think Game of Thrones is somewhat like it's big enough now to where I think it's actually kind of immune to leaks and torrenting and stuff. Where yeah, it's still the most torrented show that's on right now.
But it's also because it's one of the most viewed.
But it's also one of the most... So I don't think it's not like... The correlation is always like, the more pirated you are, I'm like, yeah, but it probably means the more people that are watching you somehow legitimately. And because, I don't think the torrenting will ever... Unless you really fuck up really hard, I don't think torrenting will ever really be that much of it... Or as much of a detriment as they seem to claim it is.
Right.
Because... It takes work to torrent something. You gotta go look for it, hunt for it down online. You gotta find like some sort of site you trust to do it that isn't gonna fucking fuck up your computer.
You have to find an episode that people are actually actively, uploading rather than downloading.
Yeah, rather than downloading, because if it's not popular enough, you some of that stuff you won't be actually able to get access to. Like if you're looking for something, like and yeah, you can find pretty much anything if you hunt long enough. But the thing about it, and why I think it won't ever really matter, is that the convenience of having the HBO Now app.
It's also the whole entire idea of malware too.
Yeah, well, everything is. We are a society that pays for convenience now, and
that's our whole generation.
Well, I'm like, well, how, and then you'll think to yourself, how much money am I actually saving by not by hunting down this episode of Game of Thrones? Like, what am I per episode? How much am I saving? And it's like, $15 a month, even if I only just watch Game of Thrones, that's like, 4 episodes of Game of Thrones a month?
You can cancel afterwards.
I'm saving a couple dollars in order to do it. Fuck it. I'm just gonna pay it and just pay the app and then get a whole access to a bunch of other, a whole other catalog of HBO shows.
Yep.
I'll watch Westworld too.
Also a good show.
So unless people get really dumb, like what I think that the fucking video game industry likes to do to try and punish its consumers,
They are good at that.
As long as you keep it convenient, people will fucking pay for it. So
but unless they all try to make it convenient, and that's going to be the point where there's too many.
The servicing thing is, I think if it gets too big, some of them will just die. I don't think it'll cannibalize itself completely. I think just some of the smaller ones will just die. CW All Access smells to me like a channel that's in desperation to be relevant.
Well, unless they actually do something with that.
Or CBS All Access, my bad. Oh. CW already has its app. CW is an app that I have because I actually want to watch the superhero shows. Okay. CBS All Access is the one that only has basically Star Trek on it.
I was going to say, what does CBS have?
Yeah, CBS, yeah. So I think some of those are just going to go, get, starve to death out in the wilds there. But that's okay. Maybe they'll become content providers for another streaming service, which I think will basically what happen. Now what happens with the video game industry when some people don't become, when some people aren't developers anymore. Sometimes they become publishers or vice versa. Or, people, they're always in flux, and I think that I don't think it will hurt the TV. I think if anything, it'll make it a little. I think maybe we could use a little bit of evolution. Now that I think about it. But anyway, should we move on to our next story?
Sure.
What we got here? Ooh, this is a cool one because the movie Cowboy Ninja Viking is set for a 2019 release finally. This is a Chris Pratt vehicle that has been in production for a long time. I don't know what the deal was or why it was in production hell, but maybe it was the script or something, but they just never could quite get it off the ground. For those who don't know, Cowboy Ninja Viking is a comic book where intelligence spy guys are with multiple personality disorders are the kind of the norm, and they have to I think they're called triplets, and they all have multiple personalities. And Chris Pratt's character would be have a personality of a cowboy, a ninja, and a Viking, which he would use in his action spy work in order to kick ass and save the world, sort of.
All right.
And for me, I just love it. I actually haven't read the comic book, but I should get up on that because I love the idea of a cowboy ninja Viking
doing spy work.
Yes, I absolutely love it. Let's see. We have we were talking a little bit a couple months back, I think, about the DC. Some of the DC characters crossing over with some other comic book or some other cartoon characters. I think it was Flintstones meet Booster Gold. Oh yeah. Batman meets Elmer Fudd, that sort of thing. Well, apparently we're getting a couple more of them in that Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, are going to be heading over to the Archie universe to meet Betty and Veronica.
Okay.
Which I think the Archie comics are surprisingly really funny. Archie has met the Punisher before, which is really fun.
Okay.
He's met the Predator, the Ninja Turtles. He is the crossover whore, my friend.
Yes.
He will get down with anybody. But yeah, also next up on the slot is Zatanna teaming up with Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Okay, that sounds hilarious.
Yeah.
So wait, one of them has to speak backwards and one of them has to rhyme?
Yeah.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Maybe they have to combine their powers together. What backwards words to rhyme with each other? Oh no! Yeah, I'm really looking forward to these. I love cute little stories like these. I'm really behind on my comic book reading, but I'm going to get back up on it pretty quick here. I did finally finish up Chew, which was good, pretty good. I don't think anything could have met my expectation for the lead up of that comic.
Not surprising, actually.
But still, a comic that I would highly recommend to everybody. This crazy fucking comic.
I'll have to finish that one up.
Almost as crazy as Sabrina and Zatanna meeting up. So that I just have a weird sense of what kind of weird misadventures will they get into. Mm-hmm. But yeah, with that, that's pretty much all I have for news, unless you got anything.
No, I don't really have much.
All right, then with that, we're going to go right into the trailer talk. Tom, load up the trailers.
Yo, Tom from Toonami here. You're listening to the UGO podcast, and I hope you all are ready, because Trailer Talk starts now.
And welcome back to the UGO podcast, Trailer Talk time. Woo. Oh, we only got a couple trailers for today.
All right.
There's a couple things I wanted to get to, but still some interesting stuff. Some really interesting, more psychological, like, I guess, thriller sort of stuff today. Yeah. And the first one up, we got a Jennifer Lawrence film.
Oh.
Haven't seen Oh.
I'm sorry, I've not been a big fan of her for quite a while now.
Not a fan of the J-Law?
Not really.
I don't think anyone is anymore. It's surprising, but like, remember when we all used to love her? Remember when she fell down the stairs at the Academy Awards?
Well, I actually don't remember ever liking her, to be honest.
We all did at one point.
I don't really think I
did.
But
it's I remember very liking her when she first came on the scene. I thought she did very good. I remember Silver Linings Playbook was one of my favorite movies back when it came out.
See, I didn't see that one. I saw the Vacuum one instead.
The Vacuum one.
No, it's the same movie with a vacuum. I don't know.
I don't think it is.
I think it is.
It's one of them has to do with depression. But you know what? Maybe
vacuum
I haven't seen that one. Maybe it is. Maybe it is psychological disorders and bipolar disorder, but with a vacuum.
It is. Totally is.
Anyway, let's watch this one, which maybe it's called Mother, but subtitled with a vacuum. What the fuck? Damn it! But anyway, let's give that one a watch.
We spend all our time here. I want to make a paradise.
She redid all of that. Every last detail. And she breathed life back into every room.
Are you happy?
Bitch, I'm Javier Bardem.
I love you.
Of course I'm happy. Look at this face. I don't remember my victims bleeding there yesterday.
That's what the rug was for, to cover it over it.
Please, come in. Hello.
Hello. He's a stranger. We're just gonna let him sleep in our house.
That's okay. There's only like a 30% chance he's a robot.
Hello. Did you know he had a wife? He has pictures of you in his luggage.
What were you doing in their luggage?
That's the question you're gonna ask?
What do they want? God help you.
They've come here to see me.
Come quick! You're insane!
What the fuck?
You're insane!
I don't know what's going on in this trailer.
All I'm trying to do is bring life into this house. Open the door to new people, new ideas. I'm so sorry.
Get out of my house!
New psychological horror. Come on.
You give and you give and you give. It's just never enough.
That was one of the weirdest trailers I've seen in quite a while.
Well, that was Mother.
I'm still not sure what that was.
Yeah, I don't know either. Darren Aronofsky, you know, the guy behind Black Swan.
Yes.
One of the scariest ballerina movies
I did
ever.
like that movie.
It was a pretty good movie. And Requiem for a Dream, which is a really great movie you can only watch once.
No.
It's so messed up. Very, very visually distinctive director. All about the horrors the mind can create, basically.
Right.
I mean, I would assume, like, for another director, I would assume this was like a supernatural thing.
It could not be with him. It could just be a mind game.
But this one, I would actually assume that it's more likely it's a mind game with him.
Like, if it actually turned to be supernatural, be like, really?
If it would actually be supernatural, that would actually be a very big surprise for me, because he's all about the psychological horror of the human condition.
Yeah.
This one seems like Jennifer Lawrence living with her new husband Javier Bardem, and they invite a strange man over at one point, who also invites over his wife or something, and shit just kind of gets weirder and weirder to where, like, Javier Bardem is obviously in on this some weirder plot. Because it's like, as soon as you go, hey, these guys have pictures of you in their luggage. What were you doing in their luggage? That's not the right question. That's not the correct question. The question should be like, what the fuck are they doing with a picture of mine?
That's worrisome. I should probably figure that out.
Is this a period piece too? Because that was like an old ass picture.
Yeah, like it must be.
Like it must be a period because they were like, what the fuck is like this unbelievably old picture? Because they did, because her next question wasn't, oh, there's this really old picture of you. Plus, are you a Highlander? Because you look the exact same in this 1840s picture.
It's just a filter, Nick.
It's just a really good Instagram app. Yeah, so I really like some of the imagery in this, like that whole the search party flashlights looking outside, like coming to get her or something. Like that's very like, I don't know what the deal is with that, like why that's so scary to me.
It just looks so bizarre.
And maybe Ed Harris, like, oh, maybe Ed Harris is leading a couple more of those robots coming after him. Like he's just playing harder in Westworld. Oh, they're all robots. That's what the twist is.
That would be a good twist.
That's it. Yeah,
it's like this is actually just a Westworld spin-off.
No, it's just actually a Westworld expansion where Ed Harris is playing a different game.
I believe that. I accept that.
Yeah. So. You know, I've lost a little of my luster for Jennifer Lawrence over the past couple of years or so of just kind of like, you know, I feel like, you know, the last couple of performances from her, like I get that you're doing this because you got the contract or whatever, like, you know, with X-Men or whatever, but you could put a little more effort in.
I'm still pretty sure she only has one facial animation.
Nah, for me, I can tell now that's like, oh, she's actually a really good actress for movies like Silver Linings Playbook and what was that other one that she did with Christian Bale? Damn it. It was also another true story, I think. I can't remember. But she, like, the problem is now, I guess, with projects that are a paycheck for her, which other actors do projects that they're not passionate about either, just for the paycheck. Like, that's a thing that happens.
Yeah.
But it's like, she's not really, like, you can tell, like, she's doing it for the pay, like, she's not really putting in 100%, 110%.
Trying for the paycheck.
Yeah, and I'm like, come on, you gotta put a little effort into here. But, you know, this one has me really interested, really intrigued, because just if, like, the story itself, I'm just really curious on what the fuck's going on. And, you know, I can watch an Aronofsky movie and just be like, yeah, I'm probably going to be really psychologically disturbed after this, but...
Yeah, you're probably only going to watch it once, but
I'm going to have a fun time that one time I watch it. Do you know he was supposed to direct the Wolverine movie at some point?
That would be interesting.
That would have been crazy. I actually want to see what version that would have been. I mean, we probably wouldn't have gotten Old Man Logan, but
no.
Still, I would have been very curious how that would have turned out.
I just kind of want to know what it's called, Mother.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that title is supposed to mean at all. Unless it's kind of like, I think a new thing to do now is to make a title that, like, doesn't make sense to your movie. Like that It Comes at Night movie. Oh, yeah. Like, nothing comes at, like, it is not a thing that comes at night. Like, it just has nothing to do with the fucking movie.
Like, the director thought it sounded cool or something?
Yeah, which, I'm like, don't do that. That's stupid. I don't like that. Title your movie something that's, like, fucking meaningful. Like, you care about your movie, please. But anyway, yeah, should we move on to our next one?
That hopefully people care about?
I'm not sure. This one is the one that I just saw on the ticket here. It just seemed kind of like an interesting premise to me, rather than, you know, a big title movie. But the movie is called Keep Watching.
All right.
So
I guess let's watch it.
Yeah, it's like, well, we got to start watching, but then we will keep watching once we start it up here.
Maybe.
I told you should have peed at the airport.
Hey. Hold on the rack, suitcase out of the way. Come on.
Yeah, what are it, animals?
DJ! No food! Almost 11.
Mr. Fantastic.
Quack!
Just a space duck.
Oh no. The blinds fell.
I'm
blinded.
That was a lame fucking scare.
Was that even supposed to be a scare? I mean, really? Ooh.
Did you
What's going on?
Oh crap, it's the It Monster.
He's getting everywhere.
Watching us.
Call him, please.
Quick, call the rest of the Fantastic Four, Reed.
The phones are gone. Dad, please come back upstairs. Dad! Please come back upstairs.
Okay, it'd be funny if that's like nothing happens, but it was just that they were watching him. That's all that happened. Like, yeah, we really like reality TV shows. Brrr!
You're on candid camera.
We're sorry, your dad was voted off the island.
Kill or be killed. They want us to fight back.
Especially you, Carl.
Wow, I was waiting for that line.
Because it's fun.
I'm just gonna watch The Collector instead.
You gonna watch The Collector?
Yeah, I like that movie.
I like that one a lot too. Okay, so the main thing I gotta go with right now is that you know my stance on found footage movies.
Yep.
They're stupid. I don't like them.
You know my stance on horror movies.
They're stupid. I don't like them.
Well, it's not that they're stupid, I just don't particularly like them. Because most of them are stupid.
No, it's not that they're stupid. I just don't like them because they're stupid.
It's just that there's so many of them that are stupid. The genre in general is interesting.
No, it's not like...
You usually don't have to try for it.
And I'm going to go the similar way. Like, I think some of the best films around are horror films. I just think that it's way too easy just to put so little effort in. And on top of that, a found footage horror film, like, oh, Jesus Christ. There are exceptions to the rules for found footage, Chronicle, and, we've had this conversation before.
Yep.
I think there's even one I wanted to check out before was the similar one where it was like a guy becoming a vampire, where it was said it was very similar to Chronicle, at least in the style it was shot. So that sounds interesting to me.
So it's saying that it didn't look like someone attached a harness to their dog and put a camera on top of it?
Yeah, okay, so this one has a premise that might be able to add a little something to it, is that the fact that it is about a killer or whatever, group of killers. I'm not sure how many of them there are, but they have rigged up the whole place with like cameras like on everything. Mm-hmm. Like there's a camera on the flashlight, there's a camera like on objects they would grab, there's a camera in the clock on the, because you can see through the clock on the other side with the digital thing.
Right.
And I'm like, that's neat. That's actually a neat idea that explains why there's a camera everywhere.
Right.
That's an easy excuse for why no one puts down a camera and runs around. They don't even know that they're carrying a camera when they're carrying the flashlight.
It could actually make a few good scenes, I imagine.
Like that's a good idea. Like that's actually a really good idea. So I don't know like how long they'll be able to keep that up or how clever they're going to be with it, but a clever director I think could make actually a really good movie out of it. What really worries me about it is that it reminds me of The Purge, where The Purge has like, oh, that's a really good idea that we'll do nothing with in the first, at least in the first movie. The Purge movies actually get better,
which is weird.
Once they actually start using their fucking premise of like one night a year murder is legal and like expanding out to like the city and how that works, I'm like, yeah, you should have done this from the fucking start, rather than just do a generic thriller movie like your house thriller. Set in that universe. This one, we got, I forget his name, playing Reed Richards guy. He gets axed off pretty early, it looks like. Carl from The Walking Dead. He looks like he's in it. I'm actually surprised to see him. That makes that also is a good twist for me because having the Reed Richards go around and like becoming a man and being a badass to try and save his family. We've seen that done. I kind of like the idea of him dying and the family having to go like, okay, we got to rally and protect ourselves. Like that's a good idea. Like there's good ideas going on in it.
Still not enough for me to care.
You know what? I am going to give it a shot because I'm like, this has all the right elements to be a good movie. Like it's actually like, it's got the premise. It looks like it has at least enough interesting shots in it. The one thing about it that looks like I don't know how good the acting is going to be with these, at least with the two female leads, because we never hear them do anything but yell generic stuff and whisper like, stay here.
Why
and, like,
are you doing this?
Why?
Seriously?
And it's like, I'm like, but, yeah, we'll have to see. I hope that the villains actually talk to them a little bit more during the movie, because that would be like, I actually I'm more into the whole, like, villains taunting them, like, via Saw, or, like, telling them certain rules or something.
Right.
And, yeah, I kind of like the whole little Home Alone aspect of it, too, of, like, it's,
Have a reverse Home Alone, though.
Yeah. And, you know what, I gotta at least try and give it a shot, because this, it does look like it has the chops around it. I'm gonna be very wary though, because too many of these movies have had good, like, these such great premises that they think like that's all I need, right? I don't need to write an ending about it too. Like if there's anything I'm worried about this movie about is like, I don't know, ending's probably gonna be dumb.
Well, you have fun with that.
Because for these ones, it's always like, man, I have such a great idea for a movie, and then for some reason, I just think that they feel like, I can coast it near the end, right? Like, I have a good idea for a setup. I don't really... I'm like so sick. I'm so sick of that. So hopefully this movie does not do that. At least for, like, at this point, I'm hoping for anything near competent. Of just like...
bar.
Because either they go for like, we'll never really figure out why these guys were doing it, and we'll just go for the generic.
I already told you why. It's fun.
Well, if that's the reason he's doing it and it's fun, hopefully he'll be part like of the movie. If he's part of the movie and he's like this Joker-esque person and is like, because I saw your family and I thought like it would be fun to terrorize you because like if he talked more about it, like that would be cool, because I'm like, this guy's nuts or whatever, and like it's more clear. But if the ending twist is that I don't have a reason because I'm crazy, I'm sick of that twist as well. Like, remember that movie Phone Booth?
No.
Like, because that was a pretty neat movie with Colin Farrell, where the ending part of that was like, okay.
Oh, is it the guy that like is stuck in a phone booth because like there's a sniper?
Yeah, there's a sniper, and it's like the whole movie is like, why is this sniper have it out for Colin Farrell? Like, why is he doing this? At the end, it's just like, because he's crazy. Oh, well, why the fuck did you have this big lead up for it then? It's either that, like, or like, some dumb like dumb twist that like, I was actually this person the whole time.
It's actually the dad.
I was the dad the whole time. That was the dummy that got us. Actually, you know what? That sounds like it would be kind of fun. Like you
April Fools.
Now you'll pick up your room, right, Timmy?
Timmy stabs his dad.
But yeah. Anyway, why don't we wrap this episode or this segment of Trailer Talk up, and we'll go into a small musical break, and we'll be back with Ed, talking some Attack on Titan Season 2 right after this.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with her finger and a thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules and I hit the ground running. It makes sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see, so what's wrong with taking the back streets? You'll never know if you don't go. You'll never shine if you don't glow. Somebody once asked me I said, some taste for gas, I need to turn myself away from the days. I said, yeah, what a concept. I could use a little to myself, and we could all use a little take.
And welcome back to the UGO podcast, anime edition. Basically, well, very specific this one, and
Deadly anime,
because we're talking about Attack on Titan Season 2. And since we are talking some anime, I thought we'd bring in an expert. So we brought in long podcast favorite, a friend of the pod, Autobro Ed. Ed, Say hi.
Hi, everyone. How's everyone going?
Yeah, so if you guys remember Ed from some of our previous podcasts, I think it was on, what was our 90s kind of animated edition, and
we did
he
90s
always...
animated, and we do the DC crossovers all the time.
Yeah, do the DC crossover shows.
Whether Nick likes it or not.
Yeah, well... well, this show does remind me of say, Flash or something, where I feel like some of its timeline and its rules aren't very consistent.
That's good. That's bad. That's good. That's bad.
Believe it or not, the anime cleaned up a lot of that from the manga. It was worse than the manga.
Yeah, so let's get into it, because I don't know about you guys, this is going to be a really mixed bag for me, because I really like a lot about Attack on Titan Season 2, but there is some stuff that's starting to piss me off.
Flashbacks. I'm having flashbacks right now, actually, of flashbacks.
Not so much like flashbacks, more like, this happened way back when, we're going to show it to you now, and then just move on.
Yeah.
Well, look, it's sometimes it's weird, because it's like, wait, why did we show that flashback all of a sudden? Was that important now? Sometimes I don't get it.
Are you setting up? What are you doing?
But anyway,
look at this exposition flashback. It's going to be really important in the next 2 seconds.
Anyway, let's flash back to the beginning of this to explain what's going on. For those of you who don't know Attack on Titan, I don't know why you're listening to this, because we were talking about Season 2 specifically, but what happened in the first season was
Spoilers.
that Eren Jaegerbaum, basically humanity is behind these 3 walls because cannibalistic giants are trying to eat them, and so these Titans, they break through the wall. His mom ended up getting eaten. He joins the army to try and, get revenge. He gets fucked up. Turns out people can turn into Titans, and he's one of those people that can turn into Titans.
Which good thing, because he was a little bitch otherwise.
Because otherwise
he still is a bitch otherwise.
Yeah, but he's a bitch that can turn to a Titan, so...
Yeah.
Okay, he's a useful bitch, but he's a bitch nonetheless.
So, that was the last season was pretty much that, also dealing with a traitor amongst the ranks, and that they finally found out was one of their own. And
such innocent times.
And then...
Innocent, really?
I think so.
This season kicks up 2 minutes after the last season ends?
Yeah.
Yep, it picks up right after it ends.
And it was like, holy shit, the fucking Titans, the wall, everything's fucked, man. Game over, man, game over. And
I like how that was the last scene that we saw before years of waiting, and then it's explained in 2 seconds, and you move on, and it doesn't even matter that much. The question everybody was hanging on. It's why is there a Titan in the wall? Yeah, it's there. Just move on.
Yeah, I love that. That was well,
it's a thing.
For me, that was oh, I guess that kind of makes sense. Is that this wall is supposed to go up super fast, be made out of really hard material.
Yeah.
And they're okay, so someone at some point had control of the Titans at some point, so that they could kind of make a wall out of them.
Which we see a little bit towards the end of this season.
Yeah,
more mystery.
And that's the thing about this show that I think I really like is that they know how to grab you and know how to end on a cliffhanger and really make you invested in watching the next episode.
Yeah, but they're not always good at paying off on those cliffhangers.
Sometimes they're not the best at it. And so I think with this season, what was really cool about it was that we hit the ground running, and they bring up a lot of stuff very quickly. Including the first episode shows us these Titans and this Sasquatch Titan coming around, and we learned that this one could fucking talk, and it's
Dude,
oh shit.
When I first saw the Sasquatch Titan, I wanted he was so cool. I wanted to know everything about him, but the second I saw him, I'm we're not gonna find out anything about him this season, are we?
Nope. Not at all. It's weird how almost irrelevant he is this season. It's odd because he basically comes in to lead this group of Titans, which we'll find out later didn't break through the wall, but he ended up experimenting on this village town. And this one was for me and Travis, when we were watching it, I was like, holy shit, when I saw the town, I was like, holy shit, he made the people in the town Titans. That's where Titans come from. Titans are people.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal.
Titans are people.
Soylent Green is people.
It's people. Oh god, no.
Well, let's not even forget, too, that the introduction for the anime shows, like, the Sasquatch Titan running around with a bunch of giant animals killing everyone.
Okay, what the fuck was that?
Dude, no, that opening was super cool, and I liked how it looks like they're frolicking through a field of flowers, but they're actually just smashing tons of people, and it's their, like, broken spirits and hearts just flying away like petals. Amazing.
Yeah. And I'm not sure why there's dinosaurs and, like...
or giant flying whales?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, that's visually cool, but is this ever gonna, like, pay off?
It always shows like they have, like, a spirit inside them. And
well, it focuses on their hearts for whatever reason.
Now, the ending. What do you guys think about the ending animation?
The ending animation? What was that one again? Oh, yeah, the where it shows, like, this, like, kind of it kind of like a hieroglyph kind of story of, like, the Titans and the people. Mm-hmm. I always thought that was kind of neat. Like, it's kind of like a vague little, like, this is kind of where it's, like...
It's kind of Faustian bargain.
Yeah, so, like,
some... Can I spoil something, but not really for you guys about that?
Well, let me take a crack at it first, see how correct I am, alright?
Okay.
Because, what it looks like to me is that some humans, like, made some sort of deal, with the Titans or something in order to try and get control of Titans, and somehow it got way out of control, and, like, it all started with some group of humans kind of greed for power. That's what it kind of looks like to me. It might even have something to do with the church. I'm wondering if they're not behind it at all, because it looks like in kind of that imagery. I mean, that's what I get out of it. Like, is that what it is, or am I off base?
Kind of. I forget which one of you two said it, but when you said Faustian deal, that's kind of what it is. The ending is kind of the, like, lore of the first Titan and how they talked to some deity and that deity granted them this power. Like, that gets explained later, but that was the ending animation. It's kind of that hieroglyphic, like, origin of the first Titan.
Oh, okay.
That they believe. Air quotations. You can't see me, but I'm doing air quotes out the wazoo right now.
Okay, so that is very interesting.
And mind you, this is all secondhand information, because I don't read the source material, but I have friends on both sides of the fandom that tell me all these things.
Yeah, I'm not sure about if the manga or how much it changes for the manga. I feel like some of the things might work better in the manga than in the show, because
like Titans randomly appearing.
Well, this season especially, I kind of got sick of the whole Titans coming out of nowhere, eating like some of the like the Survey Corps, especially near the end, where it's supposed to be the best of the best. And suddenly, one guy
I think most of those guys are the military police.
Yeah, well, a lot of those guys at the very end were completely in the Survey Corps, where he's coming after like the one guy coming after Commander Irwin, and he's like, "Commander, we gotta go!" And then suddenly we cut to him in the next scene, and Titan's eating his head off, and I'm like, "Where the fuck did that Titan come from? And how did that guy not see him coming?"
It's a teleporting Titan.
Nick.
I mean, yes, I get it's war, but in the one frame before we cut, there was no Titan, and then the next frame, there's a fucking Titan, and I'm like, where the fuck did it come from? It's not super small. You'd be able to see it coming, and
but
it wasn't
if you didn't, how much more frightening is it?
It wasn't really frightening. It was more just okay.
It got to the point where it wasn't like I get the idea that the Titans are threats. I get that, but like. I don't know. At the end, it kind of felt like
it was less about them being threats and more about the humans just being super ineffective.
Like it seems like, man, maybe these Survey Corps people just aren't that good at their job. Like,
granted, I mean, like these are the again air quotes best, but we also had a season of all their best being eaten and killed. So the people down the list by default became the remaining best.
That seems to be how it happens. I think they get promoted Starship Troopers style.
It's like, oh, we lost one troop today, so now you're the best troop. But I was like 18th yesterday. Well, now you're number 1. Go protect us.
They charge the Titans with horses, and I'm like, okay, well, at the last second, jump off and use your 3D motion gear, because you're just going to get trampled on with the horses. And half the fuckers don't jump. Like, they just go with the horses and kind of like, well, maybe it won't step. I'm like, well, use it. You have Spider-Man, like steampunk Spider-Man gear. Use it.
I always love it when Titans throw horses and other large animals, and they just kind of like bounce everywhere.
Yeah. That was a pretty cool sequence in the beginning, too, just showing how dangerous the Titans were. I thought that was effective when the Sasquatch Titan throws that horse at first.
Yeah.
And it's like, it does show that, like, no matter how good you are, you're only one slip up away from fucking dying in a horrible way.
By a horse.
And that's another thing that kind of, like, there's a couple more points where, like, his death, I'm like, oh, Jesus. Like, I forgot how no one dies with any dignity in this show.
No.
Like,
except for Commander Irwin. He didn't even die. He just like, fuck y'all.
It's because that dude's nuts.
He was a boss, lost like an arm and leg, and he's still going. He's still killing.
He's literally like, everyone else dies like a bitch. He's got his arm being chomped off. He's just like, what the fuck are you doing? Get to work.
Oh yeah,
this
is heavy spoilers as well.
Back. Yeah, we're jumping around a bit.
Since we're jumping around, heavy spoilers for this episode too, because we are not holding back on this, because we got to talk about this, because damn, Irwin, you crazy boy.
Fucking crazy.
He is nuts. Like, I love that he even comes back later with one arm to fuck shit up and like
nah, I got this.
Yeah, like everyone thought he was dead because he did get chomped on, but no, he came back and saved the day because that's how cool he is.
Yeah, and let's talk about a little bit about how he saves the day from, because it turns out we find a couple more traitors amongst us halfway through this season.
At this point, we should just probably raise our hands. Who here is not a Titan?
Yeah, who's... Alright, seriously, who here is not secretly a Titan? Because half of the people on that fucking mission that they go on are goddamn Titans.
I kind of want Mikasa to be a Titan, but I kind of don't.
So, yeah, because
I want Mikasa to turn into a Titan. Like, she's OP right now, but if she had Titan powers, oh man.
I feel like she'd just go crazy.
Nah, we won't get her as like they'd be wasting her super badass Spider-Man abilities. But yeah, so they go through this whole sequence of a bunch of the other recruits kind of surviving throughout the Titan attack, including who's it, like Sasha and who else do we see? We see Connie. We see Connie and his kind of his deal. And
what
that
about
was
Historia.
Yeah, Historia and or what was her original name? Annie?
I can't even remember. No, not Annie. Annie was Titan
Annie,
girl.
Oh yeah, that's right. Annie's I'm thinking of the other blonde. Krista.
Yes, Krista.
That's what it was.
They looked very similar.
Yeah, I thought I was getting them confused even with what's the name? The blonde boy hangs out with Aaron.
Armin?
Armin, yeah, I'm getting all those blondes confused. I'm like, God damn it.
Dude,
irony.
Armin is best girl. Don't make fun of Armin.
Armin is best girl.
Dude, Armin got badass at the end.
Yeah, she did.
He
that
got
was pretty
deep
cool
and
scene.
dark.
Like, he played some psychological warfare near the end part there. But, yeah, so we find out near the end of this really long castle sequence that...
Which was pretty awesome.
Which was pretty cool.
Until they started all dying like bitches.
Yeah, then, like, we even get this cool, like, secondary commander, like, chick, and then her buddy, the drunk, and they die in a very horrible fucking fashion.
Didn't even get to drink.
And I was immediately going, like, Jesus, if this show's gonna keep doing this, I'm not sure if I'm on board, because it's like, I'm getting a little, like, that one kind of fucked me up, where at least the girl, it was the girl, right, that was mentioning, like, her dad beating her near the end.
She started just screaming about, like, no daddy, please not again.
Yeah, and I was just like, Jesus. Like, that kind of, like, man, that messed me up, like, the rest of the next day thinking about that. I was like, fuck. Like, why do they need to go that dark?
Because, giant monsters eating people can only shock you so much.
Yeah, and, I don't know, like, I at some points I feel like, for whatever reason, sometimes it'll go over my line of, like, what I think is, like, yeah, this is just getting depressing. Kind of like The Walking Dead does that sometimes, where I'm just like, I don't feel like I'm having fun watching this anymore. But yeah, we find, we get the reveal of the dancing Titan because of, Krista's girlfriend.
Is that what you call her? The dancing Titan?
Mm-hmm. That's what the name is on Wikipedia, apparently.
Dancing Titan?
That's the name. I didn't come up with it.
I mean,
what would you call it? Tiny, big-headed midget Titan? I don't know.
I'd call her pop figure. Titan
pop figure. Oh, pop vinyl?
There you go.
Pop vinyl Titan. Yeah,
pop
okay.
Titan.
She's the pop Titan.
She's the pop vinyl Titan. Okay. Yeah, let's So, I would have loved to have been anyone in the crew there. I've been like, wow, that would have been a really useful ability 30 minutes ago.
When there's still people alive.
Yeah. How about... And I get that she doesn't want to reveal herself and everything, but I'd still be very, very pissed.
I gotta say, her kind of romance with Historia, or
Krista.
her other name, Krista, like, I enjoyed that. I liked the character development that they gave her. Like, actually, like, she was a background character for, like, pretty much all of season 1, and then she's kind of has some importance, and I really did like that. Yeah, it did. I was wondering if their story was going to have any significance, and having it detailed directly with the plot was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is pretty neat. We do never get, like, if there's anything I hate about this season is that we just never get a lot of these really burning answers about, like, what Historia's role was with the church,
right.
Like, why is she so fucking important? That's season 3.
How important is the church? What is it they seem to be protecting?
Yeah. All season 3. Cause they only really bring up a lot of, like, they only answer us so much in this season because all the characters have to get caught up on what the audience kind of already knows.
Yeah.
And that's a little annoying. Because later, like, halfway through the season, I'm like, okay, well, we're done with that sort of half of it. Like, what's the rest of this gonna be about? And then suddenly we get the reveal of, I'm gonna forget their names, but Reinhardt and Bertholdt, right? That sounds right.
Reiner, I think it is.
Reiner. Yeah, Reinhardt and Bertholdt. Only one of them has the T at the end. Stupid German names. Anyway, that was a cool reveal. Like, if there was any moment I really liked was that when Rainer kind of, like, just laid it out to Eren, like, oh yeah, I'm the Armored Titan, now he's the Colossal Titan. You want to, like, let's go fuck off and we'll go take care of ourselves since you're...
You just said it so bluntly, you think it's a joke at first.
I had to rewind that to be like, did I just read that correctly?
Like, did I see that right? What?
Oh my god. Like a translation error? Like, no, you can't just say that casually, just walk into lunch.
Dude, they just drop it. Like, the show is showing us, like, yeah, like, that's it. Like, they almost mic drop it. I was just like, fuck, that was so cool.
Yeah, it's like me saying, like, Nick, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I took all the garbage, and by the way, I'm a Titan. Just like, wait, what?
By the way, yeah.
I totally took the garbage in. You're welcome.
Yeah,
bye.
anyway, like, I got the garbage.
Whoa. What about the other thing? Wait a minute.
I said I'm not going to be here tomorrow. God.
No, after that.
I said the garbage already. God, Nick, you're not paying attention today.
But... So that was cool because it turns out the Survey Corps are still, like, they're not idiots. Like, they've kind of, like, had their suspicions the whole time. And
yeah, that was actually a really cool scene where, like, oh, they actually are somewhat effective.
Eren tried to play it as subtle as he could. Like, I don't know how to treat this situation. I guess I'll just treat it like it's a big joke to try and, like, dissuade this. Mikasa gets in there and mixes it up real quick, tries to fucking murder them both before they become Titans.
She gets pretty close, too, but she's terrifying.
We get the most awesome... Like, in my opinion, it's the best fight. Like, I don't know about you guys, but my favorite fight is where Eren fights the Armored Titan. Like, that was my favorite fight of the whole season.
Well, yeah, we had two, like, Titans just bawling and scrapping, and, of course, Eren could not stand up to the Armored Titan. But the finishing move with the synergy with the Colossal Giant Titan, that was cool.
Eren did a lot better than he normally does in that fight, though. He actually learned something.
Well, he seems to be a lot better at controlling as a Titan form, where he's got a lot more self-awareness about him. It turns out the Colossal Titan, kind of a bitch. I did not realize that, Bertholdt is kind of a little sissy little bastard. Like, he's not very effective in combat.
All the shade that he was throwing to Reinhardt of, like, he never used to be this way. What is up with him? I don't know what's going on. He's acting weird. Okay, I guess we'll fight.
Yeah, the Colossal Titan, I don't think gets one kill throughout this whole season.
Yeah.
Like, it turns out he's not very effective in combat.
He's just there to look tall.
Yeah, I guess he's there to, like, knock down walls and look cool, I guess.
I mean, he is terrifying.
So, like, Aaron actually gets pretty smart with his fighting style, where he's, like, you know, grappling and, like, really getting effective. It looks like he's gonna win the fight.
He does like an armbar, doesn't he?
Yeah, the Colossal Titan fucks that shit up. They steal not only Aaron, but Pop Vinyl Titan, whose name I will never remember now. She's Pop Vinyl Titan from now on.
Yes.
But they kind of, like, give a half backstory, like, while talking in, like, the giant woods.
I loved Gimp Aaron just, like, fighting with all his strength. Like, he has, like, a nub. He has, like, 2 nubs, and he's still like, I'm gonna get you!
And Reiner's like, stop it. Stop. Goddamn.
You're not hurting me, but it's really annoying.
This is annoying as shit. So yeah, it turns out there's some form of, I guess, Titan transforming humans, or there's some force outside the walls that is at war with the humans, apparently. Mm-hmm. And their job was to get in here and, like, spy and search for something that's later revealed to, like, the, what's it called? The coordinate?
The coordinate, that's the power to, command Titans, I believe.
Yeah, to control Titans at least somewhat. And that's what they're there, like, I guess that's what they're there for. And, yeah, so their deal is to try and get Aaron and get back to, their hometown, and if they don't, it sounds like they're probably gonna die. Mm-hmm. So doesn't sound like a very friendly place at all. Rainer is even kind of fucked up. Like, he has a split personality where he's like, he thinks he's a soldier half the time, so he's kind of fucked up.
Yeah,
he went native.
Yeah, and, you know, that kind of, like, I like that reveal too, because it makes sense before too, where, like, he escaped the female Titan.
Yeah, when Annie was trying to kill him.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense now.
And it makes it so much less cool that he lived through that, too. I'm like, man.
Yeah, it kind of makes a cool moment kind of retroactive, like, oh, well, I guess that makes a lot more sense than him just being a badass.
That kind of miffed a lot of people, just because it was a drastic, like, switch in personality of, you did almost die for these people, but at the end of the day, you're not on the same side as these people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's kind of, it actually goes against a lot of what, like, he's, like, I guess if you take the fact that he's gone native and that he's really committed to this role that he's playing, I guess it makes more sense that how committed he seemed to the group. But he always was a more mysterious guy, and it was like, okay, I was kind of thinking, I'm like, okay, who's, out of all the people here, whose backstories do we not know a lot about, and who could be a Titan? And he always was one of the suspects up there.
Well, really, you don't get backstory of anyone in season 1,
no,
except
really.
for maybe Annie a little bit, and see what that got her.
Everyone tells you, like, a little bit of something, and in this one we get some flashbacks of Sasha, and we get some backstory for them and Connie and some of the other ones.
Poor Connie,
because they have to, like, remind you, like, we are in this show too.
Yeah, but then it always becomes game like, okay, so you're telling me about this, so I just barely care about this character, so it affects me when they die, or is it because it's actually important?
Yeah, Levi's out of commission for this season, so that's a bummer.
Yeah, he's around cleaning somewhere.
Yeah, he's got that leg to deal with. We finally get this final assault to try and take out the Titans before they get rid of Aaron. Pop Vinyl Titan decides to kind of turn on him at the last minute, as long as they take Historia with them.
Dude, Pop Vinyl Titan, like, turned sides, like, 3 or 4 times in one episode.
By the end of... She has one or 3 too many turns at the end of this, where I'm like, I don't remember what your motivation is anymore.
Her motivation is her girlfriend.
Yeah, but then sometimes it isn't. Like,
or at least she's lying about it, and it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
They're lying about their feelings to themselves. It's really weird. Like you said, like, her motivation was just bizarre to follow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm like, okay, maybe a little less twisty and turny with her motivations and stuff, so that I'm not, like, I get that I'm supposed to not know exactly whose side she's supposed to be on, but at the end...
I don't think Ymir knows which side she's on.
I'm just kind of like... yeah, Ymir, that's what it is. I like, oh man, I just never remembered. Pop Vinyl Titan has a better ring to it, in my opinion.
It also works.
I totally want her as a Pop Vinyl Titan.
Yeah.
It'd like just be a mini-sized version. You wouldn't have to increase the head size.
Yeah, her and Baby Groot would be the most accurate, like, Pop Vinyl Titans look-wise. So yeah, they get into a final conflict with Commander Irwin getting a whole group of Titans behind him, chasing him, so that they attack and they'd lead it into the armored Titan when he's running away.
Crazy,
which was like nuts. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's crazy. I love that. Just for them to just jump in to try and get at Aaron. So we get the huge fight there. What's his name? Other blonde guy. Armin gets to be too many Irwins. Like, I kept wanting to call him Irwin. I'm like, that's not him. That's the commander guy. He gets a moment to be like super badass, where he's like fucking with with Raynor and Bertholdt psychologically.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Which was so awesome. Loved that. But yeah, they get him away, and suddenly our drunk friend from before. Oh yeah, it reminds me, we had a whole fucking flashback, almost an entire episode after Aaron gets taken. That pissed me the fuck off.
He gets taken, and we had to go like, oh hey, remember this drunk dude? He's important to them.
What a waste of an episode. God, I hated that.
They brought back the drunk, they hyped him up a bit, they made you like him a little bit, and barely. That doomed him. It was he was either going to be the hero or fodder.
He was never going to be a hero.
So he gets killed, which inspires Aaron to finish his healing, I guess, early, so that he can not transform, but punch the other Titan in the hand in order to mark it for the other Titans to attack. I'm not 100% sure.
That's basically what it looked like to me.
That's what it looked like.
We forgot to mention that the other Titan was the one that ate his mama in episode 1.
Trauma. Yes. Talk about your triggers. That Joker
he was definitely
smile.
Triggered.
Joker smile looking Titan. Yeah, and it turns out Ymir was actually one of the Titans that ate Bertholdt's friend or whatever. Which, don't get me, I don't even know how that works. Like, I thought he was outside with some of the other traitor people that could control Titans. Like, how did one even whatever.
The one thing that always got me was she ate his brother in front of them, and they didn't turn into Titans to stop them or fight her. They just saw it happen.
Maybe it was after.
I don't really know. That whole entire scene got really confusing.
I thought that would have been like, oh, that's going to be a big thing that we're going to talk about. But they kind of like, yeah, we're not really going to talk about it. Like, really? You're not going to talk about the fact that this, like, she ate your brother, like, but no, come with us, trust us. Like, I don't think that's how it works.
I think I'm good.
And also, apparently, she was like in that form for like 80 plus years or something.
Yeah,
like, Ymir is old.
Yeah, well, it seems like you are a Titan until you eat, I don't know, maybe a specific person?
I don't know how that works, actually.
Yeah.
They'll explain it in season 3.
Okay,
like, or
fine.
maybe you gotta eat enough people? I don't know. But something
what you're basically saying is that there's almost no point in watching this season, because anything that's important is going to be revealed in season 3.
Yeah, we get...
Until season 3 comes, and anything important is going to get revealed in season 4.
No, we get revealed... Lost. It's really... This show is my new Lost, of just like, oh, god damn it, it's going to be one of these, isn't it?
And that's what I can't wait till you find out, like, the big twist. I want to see your reaction.
I don't know, because I know there's a big twist coming. Like, I can, even without, like, the fanfare, I can feel it in the narrative. And I'm a little scared, because, like, I don't... Like, the ending of Lost was, like, fine, but they were promising one thing and delivered another. And this one, I'm just like, I guess they're not really promising anything, so there's that. So, I just feel like there's going to be something to try and explain about what's happening, and I'm either going to be with it or I'm really not going to be with it.
There's a lot of loose ends at this point.
But yeah, overall, how'd you feel about this season, Ed? Like, in general.
After the hype of season 1, and after, like, waiting 5 ever for season 2, I enjoyed season 2. It was more Attack on Titan. It was more of what I liked, and it was good. It wasn't great. I don't think it was worth all the wait, and season 3 is going to happen, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I don't even care about the story at this point. I care about the fallout.
Yeah, the fallout is pretty good. I have to agree with Ed, I think, is that I did enjoy this season, but I feel it in the back of my mind. I'm like just losing a little bit of patience with unnecessary flashbacks, especially when it's flashbacks to something we saw in this episode.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck you, we just saw this. God damn it.
Or whole entire episodes of flashbacks.
I know you're trying to pad out this season because you don't have enough episodes or whatever, but I don't need to see another story where Eren gets beat up by bullies and Mikasa saves him. I get it. He sucked.
And Mikasa's terrifying and awesome.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I felt like, this season it is kind of like, it's just not, it wasn't really worth the whole weight of it, like the big build up. I'm like, this season was good, not great. Cause it has some of these things just kind of holding it down. I don't know, Travis, what'd you feel about it overall?
I pretty much feel the same way. The problem with watching the show, I think I had more fun speculating about what was going to happen than I did actually watching it half the time. Which like, ooh, wouldn't this be cool if this happened? Or maybe this is what's happening. And then because they don't answer anything, it's like, okay, by the time it actually rolls around to this, I'll probably forget what I actually speculated in the first place. And I'll be like, did I think about that? Or did we mention something like that?
Yeah.
I don't remember anymore. I almost think it was actually better for the show to have, like, come out for so long afterwards, because it got to a point where I was kind of mellow about it, and when I got back to it, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember liking this show, let's go back and watch it, and I guess I wasn't quite as hyped because I kind of forgot, and that probably what made it a little bit better for me this season, when if this had come out like a year later, and I was still super hyped, I probably have been really disappointed this season.
Yeah.
But as it is, it was solid. I kind of wavered a lot on it, just going up and down, like, this is good, this is bad, this is good,
it's good,
this is bad.
And the Homer Simpson this. Can I go home now? But we are going to go home now, because we're wrapping this review up. Ed, thanks for joining us so much. Would you like to pimp your stuff before you go?
Of course, yeah, I'm Odabro Ed from the Odabros podcast. We're actually going to be at Otakon this weekend. Whether or not this episode will be out during the con or after the con, I don't know. But yeah, check us out. We're a weekly anime podcast. We do a lot of fun stuff, and we're pretty cool guys.
Yeah, a very fun time, and he's a great podcast co-host in a pinch. He'll do anything. He'll do anything. He's great.
Yeah. I'm a bit of a whore like that.
Yeah.
No, I get paid.
Oh, you podcasting slattern.
Yes, I'll take that.
Yeah. With that, if you want to just join us here, we're going to cut to a small musical break. We'll be back with the just the outros and goodbyes right after this. We're back. Hope you enjoyed that Attack on Titan talk with Ed. It was great fun recording with him. Always fun recording with that guy.
It was. We haven't heard from him in a little bit,
Yeah. Always nice to reconnect with him. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this episode. We're going to be wrapping it up here. If you'd like to suggest a topic for us to talk about, or maybe a new anime for us to watch, since we're caught up with Attack on Titan, and hopefully we'll be done with My Hero Academia soon.
Mm-hmm.
We'd love to hear your suggestions. Otherwise, you can always, contact us at UGO Podcast on our Facebook page. Like, that's at UGO Podcast. Give us a message there. Give us a like while you're there. Or you can always, look us up on iTunes, subscribe. Give us a review, maybe a 5-star review if you could. That way we can that way we can read whatever goes in that review box on the air, word for word. That is my guarantee. Otherwise, you can follow us at Twitter, at UGO Podcast. Instagram's the same thing. Check out some of our con pictures and all that good stuff. And if you want to just check out our Netflix and Kills as well, Netflix and Kills has been going through some renovations. We're having a lot more guests on and stuff.
Now it's mostly guests.
And now it's mostly guests, so it's going to be pretty good, talking about some really interesting movies that we might not have seen before, and that maybe you guys haven't even heard about, or maybe even some classics. Not sure. We'll have to see when we get there. Anyway, with that, we're just going to wrap it up today. We are Unapologetic Geek Out, and we're out.